Welcome back to The Explainer. If you've been following along on our AI journey, you know we've already covered some seriously amazing ground. But today we're unlocking something that honestly feels like a literal superpower. We are unpacking the foundational toolkit for Day 3, APIs and JSON. Now look, we aren't just memorizing acronyms today. We're figuring out how to let an AI interact with the living, breathing digital world. So, get ready, because this is where the magic really happens.
Okay, let's dive into this with a question. How does an AI actually know what the weather is? I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. An AI doesn't have a window to look out of, right? It can't step outside to feel if it's raining. On its own, an AI model is essentially a brilliant brain trapped in a jar. It has this incredible processing power, but zero real-time awareness of the outside world. Well, today's concepts are the exact secret ingredients needed to answer that question. We're going to build the bridge that connects that brain to the reality outside the window.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the core connection, then actions and language, followed by securing the system. Those first three items, that's our essential toolkit. Then, for Section 4, we put it all together for the final build phase, building the weather agent.
So starting off with Section 1, the core connection, because every great AI agent needs a reliable way to reach the outside world.
That door to the outside world is called a REST API, or Application Programming Interface. Simply put, it's the interface that allows different software applications to connect and communicate. Imagine you're sitting at a table in a fantastic restaurant. You, the customer, are the AI agent. The kitchen, full of incredible ingredients and chefs, is the weather database. Now, you can't just barge into the kitchen and start grabbing food, right? You need a way to communicate your order, and a way for the kitchen to bring your food back. A REST API is essentially the menu and the waiter combined. It takes your request, delivers it, and brings the correct response right back to your table. That is exactly how our agent is going to connect to live weather data.
This is exactly why REST APIs are the very first Learn item on our Day 3 syllabus. It is the absolute foundation. I really want to stress this. Without a REST API, our weather AI agent is completely isolated. It's kind of like having a top-tier smartphone, but with absolutely no cellular data or Wi-Fi. The API is the critical infrastructure that makes every single subsequent step we take today possible.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2, actions and language. We need to know how the agent actually communicates across that brand new connection.
We have our waiter and our connection to the kitchen, sure, but how does our agent actually place the order? Without this step, an AI is basically just an expensive space heater. It really comes down to two things, action and format. The action is handled by HTTP methods. You can think of these as the verbs of the internet, things like get, post, or delete. For our agent, the action is requesting weather updates. It's essentially saying, hey, get me the weather for Chicago. Then, the format for the data coming back is handled by JSON, which allows the agent to actually read the forecast data.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is the sheer universality of JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, but here's the secret. You don't even need to know JavaScript to use it. It's the universally understood data format used to transmit information across the web. It's the specific language our agent will parse to understand the forecast. It organizes data in simple, logical pairs, like pairing temperature with 72 or condition with sunny. It's incredibly lightweight and super easy for both humans and AI to read, basically acting as the internet's ultimate digital lingua franca.
So, when you combine HTTP methods and JSON, you're no longer just making a static connection. You are mastering the exact tools that turn a simple wire into a meaningful, two-way communication channel. Your agent knows exactly how to ask for something using HTTP methods, and it knows exactly how to read the answer using JSON.
Moving right along to Section 3, securing the system. Because before we actually start building, we absolutely have to ensure our communication toolkit is safe from unwanted visitors.
We obviously can't just leave our digital doors wide open. Data providers want to make sure only the right people are accessing their information. And this brings us to a really critical comparison: authentication versus API keys. People mix these up all the time, but they serve totally distinct roles. Authentication is about proving exactly who you are. It's like showing your passport at the airport. API keys, on the other hand, are like a specific passcode or boarding pass to access a particular service. You might be authenticated as a valid user of a platform, but you still need your specific API key ticket to board the flight to the weather database. So the crucial point is, You verify your identity with authentication, and you unlock specific access with API keys. Securing the system like this is what prevents unauthorized access to the agent's backend. Without both of these in place, the weather service would just completely ignore our agent's requests.
And that brings us to Section 4, Building the Weather Agent. I am so excited for this part because we are finally ready to take our entire Learn toolkit and combine it for our ultimate build capstone.
This is the moment we've been working towards. We've got our connection, our language, and our security. Now we're taking all that technical jargon, REST, HTTP, JSON, authentication, and turning it into a functional, working tool. This was the final goal on the syllabus, and all of that prep work was for this exact moment. Let's make this AI do something real. And this brilliantly illustrates how it all practically comes to life. Step 1, our agent reaches out and connects to the weather service via the REST API. Step 2, it presents its digital ticket, authenticating with the API key so the service knows it's allowed to be there. Step 3, it uses an HTTP method to request the forecast and then parses the returning JSON data to understand that, hey, it's 75 degrees and sunny out. Just like that, the AI is no longer trapped in a jar. It has looked out the digital window. It knows the weather.
What else can an AI agent do now that you hold the keys to the web? Think about that for a second. We built a weather agent today, but if you can connect to a weather API, you can connect to financial markets, live sports scores, flight trackers, or even your own email. The concepts of APIs and JSON we unpack today are the exact same tools used to build the most complex, interconnected software on the planet. You don't just have a weather app right now. You literally have the keys to the entire digital kingdom. Keep exploring, keep building, and I will see you in the next explainer.